Hello, and welcome to a additional bit of commentary regarding Persona 5 Tactica. If you're new here, welcome. Glad that you found this pokey little YouTube channel of mine. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So, why are we doing an additional commentary for Persona 5 Tactica? Well, because I did a New Game Plus run here in the first week of January at the time I'm recording this. And anytime I finish a game, I've gotten into the habit of doing these videos. If I'm not doing a casual review, might as well do an additional commentary regarding anything of note regarding an additional playthrough. In this case, we're talking about the a new game plus run of Persona 5 Tactica. Now, in my original run of the game, which would have been back in November of 2023, we did everything that was possible. We earned all 38 achievements, meaning we fused the various weapons, filled out the compendium to 91%. We did all the side quests, which again that ties to the filling out the compendium, because the side quests, you will get certain fusions become available via that, such as Satinol were available towards the like the very end of it once you complete all 15. So having all of that done in the original playthrough and having experienced the story fully, that meant when I did the New Game Plus run, I was going to be skipping just about all of it. I was skipping all the cutscenes, so all the lore and stuff. Now, of course, we had to make sure to do the Velvet Room conversations, but those can be skipped through a bit, and you just have to, do the Joker prompt or whatever you want Joker to say, so you get the skill points. But other than that, just going through, focusing on the battles and grinding through them as quickly as possible. Thankfully, there are a few things that kind of give you a leg up on a New Game Plus run, especially if you have done everything possible in your first playthrough. Number one, the compendium, your cash, and weapons all carry over to a New Game Plus. So that's key. So having the higher weapons available to you at the very beginning of the game, especially for Joker, Morgana, and Ryuji, who you use in the first couple of battles in the tutorial stages. And I say tutorial stages because there are a number of tutorials that appear throughout the game, all the way up through at least the third kingdom at times. That's another thing for another time. But that means you will be able to tear through a lot of the weaker enemies early on, is be able to one shot them. Don't have to worry too much about covers, and it just makes it a breeze. You also, the compendium carries over, so if you have enough cash, you can pull out those higher end personas, and the ones that you want to. And this is the big thing here, and I'm grateful that I did this without really knowing it. That when I was filling out the majority of the compendium in the first playthrough, I was making sure to have do fusions that allowed to give a lot of those upper tier ones XP bonuses. So if you have, and those stack. So if you have three personas on your squad that you're taking into battle that all have the XP bonus, that's going to help you level up a lot faster. So you're getting like the triple stack of those XP bonuses. So that's really key there. In addition to that, having the XP bonuses off of those higher end personas, having and working your way through the game, I did have to do some of the side quests at the very least to get the XP bonus from those. I did about 10 or 11 of the side quests to make sure I was able to get to level 91 as quickly as possible. But even then, you're still going to be going through the majority of the game. Matter of fact, there's a reason why I have the footage from the Fourth Kingdom playing it, and if you play the game, you can see that this is in the third phase of the gauntlet of the Fourth Kingdom's run through, which leads up to the the second giant eerie fight. And I wanted that there, this footage there, as a reminder to myself of when exactly I unlocked did the final two fusions in the game, because that's how late in the game it's going to be. You will be playing the majority of the game fully in order to get that final achievement. But if you're skipping all of the dialogue and the cutscenes, it's gonna maybe take you about 10 to 12 hours, depending on what difficulty setting you put it at, and how much you remember of clearing through the side quest. But again, it's doable. And worst case scenario, if you don't want to do the side quest again, because all those fusions and carry over. If you did all the fusions in the first playthrough, since all of that carries over, you kind of have like kind of juggle like how you want to have that play out for yourself. Otherwise, you would doing a straight grind of levels over and over again to make sure you hit the appropriate level before the end of the game, so you can get all the fusions done. Now, again, everything I'm saying here is based off my experience, where I did everything that was possible in the first run, so I just had to focus on really one thing in the second run. Now the big question is here, what is left for me to do in Persona 5 Tactica? And at this point, it's the Repaint Your Heart DLC, which is essentially the prequel story. And I know essentially that would take about 5 hours to do, allegedly, but it has a different gimmick to it. So I intend to do that at some point later this year in 2024. More likely maybe a one-night stream if I finish a game and just want something I can do on potentially do in a single night on a Saturday. That's when I'm going to do the Repaint Your Heart DLC. There are no achievements associated with it, so I don't have any incentive in terms of achievement hunting to do it. And since I'm not a fan of the character of Goro Akechi, I definitely have a natural willingness to do it. But there will be at least one more trip to Persona 5 Tactica for me before I will consider this game to be quote unquote retired from something that I would be replaying. Because the story is good and everything, but I already got the gist of the story. Now, if they add additional DLC campaigns to this, which I could imagine them doing, you have the characters and and stuff, so I can totally envision Atlas, wanting to do more with this, and since they have the animations and the enemies, so just creating new sprite work and stuff, we can, if they add more DLC to it and maybe like additional achievements and such, I can certainly see myself revisiting the game under those conditions, beyond just looking for an excuse to eventually do the Repaint Your Heart content. So with that said, thank you very much for listening to my thoughts, opinions, and rambles here. I would say like, comment, and subscribe, but nobody actually does any of that on any channel when prompted. I sure as hell don't. But if you would be so kind, man, it's cool. No fuss, no muss. There's none of that. So with that said, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, have yourselves a great weekend, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.